Okay, replacement windows. First step is to remove this trim piece, which actually holds that bracket in place. This is also screwed into this, the aluminum bracket. Anyway, let me remove this around all three sides. Okay, the second step is to use the pry bar and to remove this window separator piece of wood. That's as easy as, and this is the tool that I use to remove the molding on the side. You can get this tool at Harbor Freight. Anyway, that's about as easy as it is to take that piece out. Anyway, it's coming along pretty good. I did all the moldings around both. I know the lighting kind of stinks, but I hope you get the idea. See the moldings off. And also try to save the molding if you can. This way it's less cutting. And it's also, you know, saving wood, might as well. And also a lot easier in the end. Okay, next step is take the upper pane actually and bring it down. Not the lower pane, that's silly. Anyway, so get your pry bar underneath. Most tracks are like that. Separate it on both sides. You basically just use staples. Just bear with me for a second because I'm using one hand here. So I'm going to take this piece, bend it down, just like that. Take the same thing, do the same thing on the other side. And then what you do is you just grab the whole thing right here, but you have to look out for the molding right over here, that it doesn't hit that. And if it does, then just take a little pry bar. Let's see what it does. All right, see how it's starting to grab? So I got to get off the, actually I'm able to bend it a little bit. Yeah, I'm able to bend it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab it. See, I'm grabbing it right here and yank it pretty hard. Over here it's grabbing still a little bit. Okay, let me just show you what this looks like now. And you just continue pulling it towards the sill on the bottom. And you're not gonna mar up the sill because the thing is basically free right now. And pull it out. And one other thing is, this is the stop. This is where your new window is gonna go. All right, let me get you to that point. I'll show you how I set up the window for install. Okay, next step, which is really important, make sure everything is clean. Make sure these stops are nice and smooth. You know, no paint or goo or extra wood. Anyway, make sure the sill is really clean. You have to make sure of that because that's where your starting point is when you place in the window. First, it has to be level on the bottom. And that's a very important step, this one right here. Okay, installing the header piece. Usually I put some insulation on, and this basically cups on the outside of the window. So I just wanted to show you what I do on the upper part. On the lower part, I put a little bit of insulation, but nothing to talk about because that's where you have to level the window. And on to the next step. I'm going to put this in right now. Okay, I just wanted to show you this little trim piece. This little trim piece is placed right over here and it gets locked into this channel. You see how it has a little lock on it? Anyway, it has these little grooves. Let me show you these grooves for a second. Let's see if I can get a, all right, see those grooves? You can actually see 3 of them before it goes to that lock channel. I had to remove one of them because it started hitting. And by doing that, I have a nice little cork space right there. And it's hitting a little bit on the end, but it's okay. So I just wanted to show you that little tidbit too, because that's kind of important. Okay, the first thing you have to do is level the, maybe focus in on the level itself. And you see how it's a little bit off to the right? So if you raise it a little bit over here, see how I'm raising it? See how it changes it now? So let me go down a little bit. Level it around 1/8 of an inch, but this is a little bit more than 2 feet. So if I put 1/16 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch right over there, it should level it. Okay, don't get frustrated doing this part because this is the most important part. You want to get a level first, and then you want to get a plumb. Plumb is this way. I didn't screw it in yet. So it is pretty much, let me see, focus in on that sucker. That's not a lot of light. Okay, thing is perfectly level right now. Anyway, that's level. You got to do that first, and then you got to check for plumb. And let me just close the window, see if we can get some light on here. Okay, so it's hard to do this with one hand. So this one has to actually be kicked about 1/8 of an inch. That's about it. Over to the right, not even. So that's not that bad. So if I screwed this in first on the top, and also make sure it's against the stop. So you also want to push and pull this way. And there's a screw right over here. And the screw for the lower part is right in there. And there's a little piece over here that slides up and down that you want to do first. So level first, and then plumb second. Plumb is straight up and down. You want to make sure that is good. But if you get it level, the plumb is usually pretty close, if not spot on. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention was if after you level the sill, and you know that the thing is racked a little bit, meaning that the plumb is off and it has to be kicked over, let's say to the right, what you want to do is just make sure that you take this screw that's down here and put this all the way to the left. So this way you have more room to kick it over to the right. And that's basically about it. It's a little tidbit. But right now, the window is fine. Gotta remember using this with one hand right now. And it's closing, it's locking, and this is what it looks like. Kind of a dark room, but I hope you get the idea.